Well, hello there. Going 3D wasn't as difficult as I thought it was going to be. As I said in the last video, I needed to move this load texture stuff into its own header file, which I've done now. It's basically the same code that was in the original program that I did, where I loaded a texture. So I just basically put it in here, out the way, so that we don't get massive amounts of code build up in that one file. Mesh CPP is slightly small now, obviously, because I've taken that out of there, and then I simply use that in here to load textures. This has changed slightly because we're now loading it differently for the 3D. I've drawn some 3D cubes. I've moved this information into here as well. This is the next bit that this isn't actually involved in today's stuff much, because that's for camera, and I've not done the camera complete yet. It's there, but it's not working fully. Meshes, the main screen hasn't changed any. Vertices has. That was what I was using to load my little square on screen. Now we're using this. This information has come from this website, which is a really good website. Some really interesting information on there. Gives you all these. I mean, because it would have taken me a year to have worked all those vertices and stuff out. Then this is also off of that site, which just sets the positions of the cubes on screen. That then is dealt with on here. This is the sorting out of the textures. I don't think the projection, no, I think it's the view that's not being used at the moment. I think the projection is being used. I don't think this is having a great deal of effect on what I'm seeing on screen, because like I say, I haven't finished it yet. This then simply loops through the cube positions, and then does the necessary things. I can scale them as well. I've worked out how to scale them. I had to change from draw elements to draw arrays. Draw them on screen. I've added a clean up mesh function as well in the header file, the mesh header file. Try to tidy it all up a little bit. The default frag hasn't changed at all, because obviously this is just for dealing with the texture. The default vertices has, because I've had to add in obviously the model, the view and the projection in there. That then equates to this, which again come from that Learn OpenGL site, giving the information as to how to display this stuff, and the texture coordinates. Put all that together, and like I say, that didn't take me that long, and I've got a rough idea what's going on. It all seemed to be relatively interesting to do, and it's doing what it's supposed to do. I've got half a dozen rotating cubes on screen. Not 100% sure why I've got one cube sat in the middle that's doing nothing. I've not quite worked that one out yet, but this was relatively easy. I think I've worked out how to use GitHub, so I pushed all this code to the repository last night. So when I'll put a link in the description, and if I do it right, if anybody's interested in looking at any of this code, copying it or whatever, please feel free to do so. Thanks for watching if you did.